Hey, welcome back to this commentary playthrough of Trails Through Daybreak with Kellador. We spent a night in Edith. Ketra has now officially joined the party, and we are going to talk our way, not Edith, Basel. Now we get to go talk to everybody again. In the meantime, we have some side quests, and our main quest is in the Institute. So, talk to everybody in Newtown, go to the Artisan District, talk to everybody there, do a side quest. Yeah. Indeed, this is likely the best compromise available. This should at least get the project off the ground. Well, frankly, I don't see what's in it for us. This is a big responsibility for little benefit down the river. That said, I've heard grumblings of a different project. I can try and pull some strings for you there. I appreciate it, but we should be fine. That project is a bit unique. Honestly, I don't know much about it myself. We don't know who's working on it, whatever it is. It's highly confidential. So it would seem. I'm not privy to any of that info myself either. Every company has its secrets, but it's rare to run into a project even more confidential than our own. What are they up to there? That is probably a reference to what's going on in Beyond the Horizon. More than likely. I'm sorry, I can't go into more detail. This is a very strange project. I heard they've expunged all their international engineers from the project, too. Now that piques my interest. I don't have any inroads there, though. I can't brute force my way into that war room. Indeed. About Professor Callahan. If you learn of his whereabouts, please let us know. We haven't been able to reach him. He's been our company advisor for years and years, and now he's just gone. I can only hope that he's safe, wherever he is. Ugh. That was terrible. I apologize. Well, looks like you hit the nail on the head. This whole thing is linked to the Mafia. How do you know? Freaking guild. Y'all stick your noses in every damn corner, I swear. Aw, don't be salty about it, bud. That's just what their comms network gets them. Yeah, I think it would be really useful for us, too, if we just work together. You good there, guys? I don't remember them dogpiling on him like that. Are they picking up on his sarcasm? Anyway, we know what we gotta do now. We're just gonna get our equipment sorted out, and then we move. You guys stay sharp out there. Beneath that prickly exterior, he really does care for us. Indeed. Perhaps a certain Spriggan is rubbing off on him. We've got lives on the line here. Everything else can go on the back burner. Especially since this is the mob we're talking about here. Unfortunately, it's against guild regulations for B ranks and lower to operate alone, so I gotta pair up. Don't get reckless out there. Loop back with the guild first. Got it? I have an emoji cat you can pair up with. Like, seriously, she'll be your partner. Keep you out of trouble. As long as you provide sufficient scritchins to do the job. We're actively searching for Callahan, but it looks like the CID is already on the move themselves. The fact they're showing up means this ain't your everyday incident. There's gotta be more to this. I hate entrusting things to them, but we're in no position to turn them down.
Alrighty.
You're not. It was bad enough to try and work through the network issues. It was driving our online reservation system haywire. We had double bookings, outages, random cancellations. It was a nightmare. We've never had to deal with anything like that before, and I hope we don't have to again. It's horrifically bad for ratings. How'd it come to this? No, maybe there's still time. We just need a hero. If memory serves, they work for a Vern Weapons R&D contractor. What happened here, exactly? They look out of sorts. Wonder if that's going to be one of our side quests. Today we finally meet with the Vern Company to hammer out a big partnership. Cooperation with the academic community is one of Vern's founding principles, so they're pretty receptive to the idea. It's just, after the Foundation got cut out, things have been a bit dicey. But I can't let that get to me. I'm gonna ace this. Just rehearse and execute. Okay, maybe execute is a bit much, but I'll get it done, one way or another. I gotta focus on bringing everybody together, but can I? I heard Vern's offices were a mess this morning. No, bad thoughts. Don't overthink it. Just go. Go, go, go! Okay. I heard news of an incident at the Institute. The police were asking around for information and eyewitness reports. We have logs of everybody's Aerotram trips from their certification cards. You scan it to get on and off. But we couldn't find anything that might relate to the incident. I'm sorry we couldn't be any help. Not a single eyewitness report either. Nobody in town saw a thing. Are we just grasping at straws here? I guess we can try the workshop area and the airport? I don't know. I guess Blanca's right. There's always a stone unturned. Let's split up and do another comb through. I wonder if Alvis has gotten any leads yet. We should meet back up soon. Luce is really cool. She's so calm and collected. She's really good at what she does. She's like the opposite of me. I just go hopping from one odd job to another, but she's landed her dream job already. Maybe I should take notes, figure out what I want to do. You know, maybe I can start working at the pharmacy? I think I'm on good terms with Lucy now. Maybe she can teach me. I got in touch with Cindy for the first time in a while. Goddess almighty, it makes me sick to hear what that professor put her through. They said it was because she was the only woman in that lab, but there's no excuse at all. Her health really suffered because of it. Anyway, maybe I'll buy something from the drugstore as a little pick-me-up. I got this report from the main branch that one of their terminals was acting up. I'm not sure what that's all about, but I hope it's just a technical gremlin and not a serious problem. But any downtime at all is bad business and bad optics. We'd better get it back up and fast, or we'll lose more than just money.
All right.
Basel is a hub city for many of the country's top manufacturers. The biggest names all have operations here. It's a big strain on the power grid, hence the massive orbital generator to keep it all afloat. It powers everything from manufacturing plants to research stations. Even the trains run on the generator.
Well...
Our lights started flickering this morning, and I'm not sure why. Surely the lamps aren't all going bad at once. We check them regularly. I'll have to lodge a ticket with the utility people. Oh, that was really nice. Got to see the Z1 exhibit and everything. Probably best we head on home now. Yeah, I'm fresh out of travel money now. I really owe my uncle for that. Oh, wait, that reminds me. He told me to say hello to a friend of his at the factory. He said he's a manager there. Go figure he's got friends in high places. Sure, why not? I know it's kind of just an errand, but man, the thought of meeting a factory manager has me psyched. Right? I'm gonna ask him if we can watch him work. My uncle wanted me to run some errands for him in exchange for covering my travel costs. Get this, one of his old friends is a factory manager, and I get to meet him. You think I'll get to watch him work, too? I'll have to ask my uncle. Surely he can pull some strings for his super cute niece. I've been seeing a bunch of cops around here since this morning. Way more than usual. Did something happen? Oh, we'd better be careful, just in case. I'm hearing that the factory on the outskirts of town has been having power and comms trouble, too. They're manufacturing a new model. It's supposed to go on sale in the spring. I hope they get that resolved soon, and that it doesn't spread.
Well,
we've got our own problems to iron out, though. Our communications network got thrown out of whack here. I have a friend who works for a factory on the outskirts of town. Turns out their comms are all messed up, too. I knew a lot of places got damaged, but I wasn't expecting that they'd get through to all the big factories and facilities, too. The factories in the pavilion are constantly having their instruments checked. Okay. Check the shops. Hey, Cerise. My mentor, Professor Arali, told me about what happened at the Institute. I didn't want to believe the rumors, but you could see it written all over those poor victims' faces. They looked terrible. As a pharmacist, I want to do whatever I can to help them recover, those women especially.
Hello.
Got anything interesting? Got that, got that. Okay.
Thanks for shopping.
You're super welcome.
hello there. See you again.
The distribution network seems really unstable right now. I'm worried it might affect our tuning service. I did some digging, and I can confirm it's not just us. The whole city's running into issues. I contacted HQ about it, but they said they don't have a timetable. We might have to put them in the hot seat if this keeps up.
Indeed.
So many orbital network problems. Workers everywhere have been grumbling about problems with their orbital equipment. I hope they get that fixed soon. It's been a headache for my husband, too. He came into work and the machines at his workshop just wouldn't work. All the machines, huh? That's it. Skynet has launched. The T-800 is coming for you. So, like, Shinyon won't move a reach. Julian went to go check out the weapons shop and he hasn't come back. Is it just me, or am I the only one actually trying to study stuff here? Anyas, what's your take? Well, who's to say? Julian was telling me that honesty is what girls like. That you gotta be yourself, you know? That makes a lot of sense. From this day forward, I'm gonna be the most honest guy you've ever seen. So I was talking to the store manager a second ago, right? He said the latest consumer model orbital cameras can take video too, like movie cameras do. I'm sure the quality's not as nice. Gotta make concessions for consumer grade stuff. But man, what if I could make my own homemade movies? I can't believe you can just do that now. I'm hyped out of my mind. Just think about it. My own movie, recorded and directed myself. Huh? Wait. Was it really only the top-end cameras that do that? And they cost how much? Oh, goddess. I'm gonna go mad. I gotta get my hands on one of those, but how? Huh? What you doing here? What's with all the nuts and bolts there? Oh, are you modding your car? Modding sounds so illegal. I'm just tuning it. I can't beat you just by being a better driver. I need a better car, too. Well, you're not very good at tuning either, though. Remember when you tried to fix the radio that one time? Shut up! You said you wouldn't talk about that again. Besides, your dad's workshop has been helping you with your car too, haven't they? It's only fair I get to work on mine. No? I don't mod my cars one bit. I thought I told you that. Wait. You don't? Then how do they you really just drive them that good? Yep. What's the point in buying a win when you can earn it instead? You're telling me I never stood a chance? All things equal, she still beats me? The guys at Dad's workshop have been teaching me about what parts do and how to mod stuff. It's really cool. But modding an RC car to be faster is kind of lame, so I keep it stock. I want to win fair and square. I thought everybody else was modding their cars, but nope. It was just me all along. I mean, just how the heck does Milia drive her car like that with no mods at all? It doesn't make sense. Well, you've got the gift of gab. She has the gift of I'm running out of things that I don't have something for cars that rhymes with ab. Oh well. I'm from Le Mans, you see. It's a nation rich with lakes and gorges. Thus, fishing is a popular hobby there. I started early myself. I know I'm in denial. I know it's not healthy for me, but the truth hurts more. Oh. The store's been hit by this orbital instability business, too, so I went ahead and double-checked our wiring. And as expected, our setup is perfectly fine. It's something bigger going on in the city. Our manager's talking with HQ to try and get it fixed, but outside of that, there's nothing we can do.
Do you know what you want?
Well, hello. Yes, I want the weapons. Not that one. This one. Okay. Yes. What do we have here? Mirage turbine? No, you have that. Okay. Flexible coat. I mean, 6% magic evade's awful nice. I only get one of those. Well, I think then that we give that to Rosette. And we come back later for more weapons. In the meantime, yes? Yes. Sigma? Also yes. Also yes. Also yes.
I
Okay.
hope to see you again.
Indeed.
I'm not too familiar with Vern weapons myself. Interesting. I've swung some Erebonian makes, and compared to those, these are much lighter and easier to carry. They just take out some of the bulk in exchange. I don't imagine they have stuff like the two-handers my grandfather used. Bit of a shame. Huh. Kid knows his stuff. Not every day you meet a two-hander specialist. From what I heard, Julian hails from a line of renowned Erebonian swordsmen. Certainly looks the part. There's something strange about him, though. Can't put my finger on it. Incidentally, Ren made for the Artisinal district, right? Maybe she's thinking to buy Tita a souvenir or something. I feel like I owe her one as well. She was a huge help last year. Tita? That name rings a bell, but I can't place it. Yes, Tita Russell. Granddaughter of one of the 3 disciples of one Professor Epstein. Her mom is a bit of a bear in her own right. We could take the tram, or we could just walk. Ooh, pretty. Ooh, pretty. All right, let's see what we got.
Why don't we see...
Classified information got stolen. Before things blow up, I want you to get it back. Please keep it a secret from Vern employees. Waiting in the hotel lobby.
Interesting. So these are the sorts of jobs you take on.
Yep.
Yeah, the requests are a little under the table in nature. They're hard to bring up to the guild.
Sure enough, this other guy we talked to was, in fact... Aw, no connections. Was, in fact, one of our clients. Yo, Harrison, right? Van Arkwright Solutions. You got a 4 SPG for us? Oh, thank the goddess. I could really use your help. How so? Could you fill us in on the details? You're from Vern's Weapons Development Division, right? That's right, Wait a minute. Are you... Ketra Silesian? Hold on. Why is he here? Did I not specify that this was to be kept secret from the Institute? Your request asked for secrecy from Vern employees, but not Institute of Science personnel. And anyway, Ketra here ain't a researcher today. He's working with me. For reasons. We won't know how to help you if you don't tell us what the problem is. I feel like this might be related to Professor Callahan's situation. All right. But please keep this under wraps. If CEO Towson hears about this, oh goddess, help me. I can't promise that. It depends on the severity of your situation. But I can promise that I'll hear you out before making any moves. Regaining that classified info is in our best interests, at any rate. Anything beyond that, well, that's the Spriggan's jurisdiction. Well, ain't the kid awfully bossy? Fine. I can work with that. Just let me explain myself in full, please, and preferably in private. So, well, there's no good way I can phrase this. I got caught in a honey trap. Oh, I've heard of those. They crop up a lot in books and films. I guess life really does imitate art. Well, the way I see it, that ain't really a problem on its own. She leave you blue-balled and bankrupt, or what? Well, stop beating around the bush. The more we know, the sooner we can get cracking. I know, it was late last night. I just gotten off my shift at work. I had with me that briefcase with the classified documents in it, as discussed earlier, and that was when I bumped into her. A hostess. She said she fell out with a regular customer she was fond of. She looked awful. But then one thing led to another, and we drank together at Hotel Ingress. Yeah? And what did that lead to? Spit something more at us, why don't you? That's enough. Do I really need to go into more detail? Down, Aaron. Your snide little quips aren't helping. So, what happened afterward? I don't remember, honestly. I couldn't keep my eyes open. When I came to, it was already the next morning. By then, she was long gone, and she'd taken the briefcase with her. I panicked. I heard about 4 SPG requests, so I sent one in to try and save face. Huh. Bringing classified materials to a romantic tryst is rash, to say the least. I know. Just with security clearance and all, I figured it would be safe. Indeed, the security card system has made outside attempts at data breaches difficult. Perhaps that was what led them to target an insider like yourself. So you'll take it? You'll take it, right? We have to act fast. That briefcase is as good as gone. What should we do, Van? Oh, you know we're gonna take it. All right, we'll take it. Thank you so much. I can finally see the light at the end of the tunnel. Thank you, Van. I can't overlook this myself. So, just to make sure, have you contacted the hotel and asked if they still have it? You might have just left it at the bar or elsewhere. They have a lost and found for those sorts of things, I believe. Actually, that's a good point. I was so panicked that I just assumed it was stolen. All right, let's hit up the hotel first then. If they have it, case closed. Might not even charge you for that one. But if it was stolen, then we're on the case. Right, that's fine by me. Thank you so much. I'm sorry, but we don't have anything of that description. We ask our guests to return any missing items they've found, but we haven't seen nor heard of a briefcase. Housekeeping has cleaned your room already, but they didn't find anything there either. Well, great. It does sound like it was stolen then, and that brings us to our mystery woman. By the by, do you happen to see a hostess or hostess-esque woman leaving the hotel yesterday morning? A hostess? No, not that I can recall. I see. Very odd. So, where could she have gone in that time? Anybody in general leave around that time then? Ah, yes. Actually, there was a researcher who rushed out of the hotel that morning. She looked like she was in a hurry. And did she... Yeah, I think she did. She might have had a case with her. A researcher? You know? Now that I think about it, she was really sharp. She knew far more about engineering than the layman should. I had been talking to her about my job, and she was asking me really in-depth questions about the tech I brought up. Well, sounds like her hostess gig's BS then. And the scientist act, too. Yeah, she knows more than she lets on. That puts the honey trap theory back on the table, and that means the hunt is on. We'll handle the investigation from here. I think we've got enough to go on now. Right. Thank you ever so much. So, we have a general idea of who the suspect is. Now, how do we find her? Process of elimination, I'm thinking. We can try to figure out where she couldn't be. Let's go over the briefcase before that. First step here would be figuring out a motive. What was in there, and why was she after it? That's classified info, as I'm sure I don't need to remind you. But, well, yeah, we do need to know. Van, can I trust you? Trust is everything in this line of work. Your secrets are safe with us. Promise. All right. Harrison, if you would fill us in. Okay, fine. So, they're blueprints for a new orbital gun, plus some other design documents. The military is planning to adopt them soon. We've been setting our parts and assembly pipelines ready. If those design docs were to fall into foreign hands, yes, that would be a problem. It does explain why its contents were so highly classified. Well, hopefully it doesn't come to that. But if they do get the docs, making the actual gun wouldn't be so easy. It uses some very rare, very complicated metal alloys. And as far as I'm aware, only Basel has the custom-made machining tools required to work with them. You said the thief was well-versed with engineering. She might realize she needs those alloys once she starts reading the documents. Could she still be in the city then, trying to procure some alloys for herself? You can't just work with them by hand. The alloys are useless without those special tools. And you can't buy them from the Vern store unless you show them your certification card. So even if she knew she needed the alloys, she shouldn't be able to use them. She didn't steal your certification card too, did she? She shouldn't have. I mean, Oh no. Harrison frantically searched his pockets, but his certification card was absent. Are you kidding me? Not my certification card, too. Oh, no. Yeah. Figured as much. She already had you wrapped around her finger. Betcha she went to the Vern store with it. Let's head over there and ask around. You just sit tight till we finished our investigation. We'll keep you posted. Okay. Good luck. Okay. We're off to see the retailer, the wonderful retailer of Vern. Hey, Pops. Welcome. Well, always good to see Institute folks. What can I do for you? What can I do you for? Yes. Hello. We have a question. So, did a female researcher come by the store this morning? Yeah, somebody came by earlier today. Looked like a researcher to me. She was a real looker. I remember that much. She dropped by right after we opened. I see. Did she buy anything? She did, yeah. She asked for some alloy machining tools. It's a bit of a strange ask. But she had her certification card on her, so yeah, I went ahead and got those for her. She also asked where she could get the alloys themselves. Maybe she needed them for a project or something? Anyway, I told her they might be able to help her over at Giskert's. So that's where our little fox ran off to. We'd best hurry. Thanks for the info. Okay. And back we go to the Artisinal District. Doing more of the rounds as we walk towards the workshop. You have a one-track mind tonight, Emoji Cat. Okay, you have a one-track mind all the time. Professor Callahan's undeniably smart, but all the same, he has a bad habit of panicking and rushing into bad decisions. It's always been his weak point, really. He has trouble stepping back and clearing his head. You don't say. That would explain the current bind. I just got back from a delivery to the Institute, but it sounds like something big went down there now. The heck did I miss? I was in the special research building, or it was in the special research building, I heard. Average Joes aren't even allowed in there. I don't want to be a thorn in their side while they're dealing with all that. What's a delivery boy to do? Guess I'll just have to sit tight for now. Maybe get the supplies to someone in charge. Sure, I guess.
What to do?
I've reported all this to the Edith branch and brought Zinn up to speed. They said they're going to try looking into the Anchorville company for us, too. I investigated them myself. And I learned that they've been bringing their suspicious freight truck into the city lately. I'll have to look into that more. Could it be related to Almada's dealings with Professor Callahan? We need to be proactive here, or we'll have another Tharbat on our hands. Stay sharp, everyone. Well, it'll probably be a bit different from Tharbad. Like, from what we've seen so far, Almada doesn't do the same thing twice. It'll probably still be bad, though. And they keep talking about things like singularities and stuff that happened in Crossbell, which is Reverie, and yeah, all in all, not a good scene. One of our guests was saying that our network issues have gotten even worse over the last day or so. Some people are just going off the grid altogether and staying offline till it all blows over. Ironically, our online ordering system is a bit more stable now. I guess there's less demand on the grid or something? You know, that makes it sound like what's going on is still Professor Callahan and tied to computing. Those two siblings like a whole routine in and of themselves. Never gets old watching them work the floor. The network issues here have messed up my itinerary today, so I'm just standing by here. But I'm not complaining. There's hardly a boring moment here with those two around. Good people watching, huh?
Don't take too long to decide now. Come back soon.
Use the kitchen? Alright. Some of our guests have been talking about Jiskerd landing some big new project. It's a common story nowadays. There's lots of demand for research now, and that's good for spirits and business both. I like to think we've been helping them along in our own way. Now we've got to step up our game with their projects ramping up. They gotta eat. Makes me all the more glad I got my brother to develop that online ordering system. It's a real lifesaver. It's all fun and games until the net goes down. I've got a big meeting with a representative from Vern today. I really can't be bothered if I'm being honest. I agreed to the trip for pleasure first and business second. But I need to at least act like I care, or I can kiss any future business trips goodbye. And I can't have that now, can I? I've got to suck it up and nail this meeting. If for nothing else, for securing cushy trips like these in the future.
Alrighty.
Good to have your priorities straight. Technology's really taken off, but it's always because of violence that it leaps like that. The road to progress is paved in blood. Crossbell last year was proof of that. Never seen anything like it in all my years. I heard Callahan was working like a man possessed in the days before he went missing. Can only wonder what he was working on. There's just something about his disappearance that gives me deja vu. I got a really bad feeling. Well, that is not a good sign. Phew! Even on a slow day, I'm running all across town. Crazy to think this isn't even close to peak. Gilly says the online service is glitching out for some reason, so we're not getting as many delivery orders today. Just goes to show how many people are using it. Now that it's bugging out, the whole system's backed up. I mean, Crossbell a year ago wasn't quite weapons of mass destruction levels, but it was interfering with everybody's life levels. I heard that a professor from the Institute went missing. I can only pray that Adios extends her guiding hand to them. I'm far from an expert on this city and its customs, but I believe the goddess light shines brightly here all the same. I will pray for the professor's safety today. I have heard about Professor Callahan's disappearance as well. We have asked the congregation to share any hints toward its whereabouts, but we haven't learned anything so far. I did also hear that he had been mistreating his assistants. I hoped it was only coincidence that his assistants looked exhausted whenever I would see them, But I was wrong, I see.
Now,
Okay. Let's not go crazy. I mean, there's crazy and then there's crazy. Thanks so much for letting me come along on this delivery. Oh, whoa! Is that the top secret project over there? That's so cool! Easy, boy. You're like a big old puppy. Even the small stuff on this job is serious business, you know? Gotta make sure we do every step right. I just feel nervous slotting you in on a big project like that already. So, if I can stop making you nervous, you'll let me on? I just gotta get better, right? I guess that's not the wrong way to take what I said. Just start looking before you leap. You gotta stop charging blindly into things, bud. Voyager's optimism is probably his biggest strength. He always looks on the bright side of things. He just has a habit of rushing head first into everything. Makes for sloppy work sometimes. I wouldn't be so opposed to letting him work on his own if he could show me that he actually knows what he's doing. I'm really dying to take part in that project. I gotta hurry up and get smithing. The boss really doesn't like my work, though. I do kind of feel like I'm rushing things, but how can't I? He's always yelling in the background. It puts me on edge. Maybe there's a time or place where it's nice and quiet. I'll try and make some stuff then. Townsend. If he wanted to do what's best for Vern, he'd grow a damn spine. No, we can't know about every little under-the-table deal those billion subsidiaries are doing. But it's still his job to keep everything above board. He's got to stamp that crap out when he sees it. We at the Artisans Guild are going to try and crack down on Callahan. If Townsend won't do it, we'll bring that blockhead down ourselves. We're starting with his supply chains. He might have shacked up in some abandoned warehouse somewhere. We're tracking his purchases, too. I heard about what happened over at the Institute. It sounds like the Artisans Guild is helping out however they can. I'm really worried for Ketra, though. And the Institute, we can't just let those goons take it over, or all of Professor Hamilton's work will go to waste. Tactics, Anya's Ferry. Actually, yeah, Ferry Aaron. Ria let me come along like usual, but she said today she was scared to leave me at home. And everybody's kind of sad today for some reason. I wonder what happened. Well, if it isn't Ketra, what's got you looking so serious? I had a quick question for you, if you don't mind. Have you had a woman from the Institute come by looking for metal alloys? Huh. It's like you saw it happen. We had someone like that come by just a bit ago. She had a valid card, so I went ahead and sold her the alloys she wanted. Should I not have? Nah, don't sweat it. We just needed to talk to her with her about something. I see. Well, I guess that's fair. Oh, now you mention it, actually. She said something about heading off to Liberl after she was done with her business here in Basel. If I had to guess, she probably made for Auge Canyon. Thing is, she was driving some sporty Etwis make, so you probably couldn't catch her if you tried. Well, that gives us a good idea of where she is at any rate. Thank you. Should we head over to the canyon then? I mean, it's not like we can catch her if we do. You heard the man. Nope. Northeast is where we're heading. Why? That's the complete opposite direction. Think about it. We're dealing with somebody who's making off with classified info and trying to shake the cops off her tail. So why would she just tell some rando where she's going? She ain't gonna leave a trail like that. That does make sense, but then Why did she tell Eugen she was going to Liberl? To deceive him, I suspect. She may very well have known she's being followed. Having stolen top-secret intel, she's likely trying to throw the authorities off her trail. That does make sense. It's exactly what a criminal would do. I agree with Van, then. Let's head for the highway toward Edith. Yep. Once we're back in Newtown, we can hop in my car and hunt him down. Van's car can be taken from the road under the motor pavilion. All right. Hi, Ren. We're browsing the Artisinal district at the moment. These workshops are quite impressive. Basel reminds me a lot of Zeiss. It's this factory city over in the Liberl. And all these engineering types remind me of a certain old fellow, too. Who would that be? Oh, nobody. You've gotten yourselves wrapped up in yet more trouble, haven't you? Do be careful. That goes for all of you. We will. Don't worry. If we need your help, we'll let you know. Okay, who is this chick anyway? Suspicious with a capital S. I'm glad I was able to chat with Jiskard while I was here. Would have been such a wasted opportunity otherwise. There's something else on my mind, too. Something worrying. But it could just be nothing, of course. I'll have to poke around a little, just in case. Yeah, I can see how this workshop ended up the flag bearer for the whole Artisans Guild. Each of the other workshops we've visited specializes in their own little niche instead of covering all the bases. It's all of them working together that makes Vern the powerhouse that it is, and the city along with it. Real big on tech, isn't he? Nerd. Yeah, he's always had an eye for these things. As a native of Basel, I'm happy to see people learn about what makes this place so nice. The Artisanal District has this unique vibe to it. It's so unlike the rest of the city, it's really charming. I just wish there weren't so many stairs here. It's fine when you can use the aerotram to get around, but when you can't, it's a nightmare. I get why, but still, could they not have built this city in the middle of a ravine? I imagine getting around town was even more difficult before cars and trams. Oh man, I sat down with my son last night, but we still couldn't see eye to eye on things. I can't figure out kids worth a damn. I just want to help him figure out what path he wants to take in life. The workshop will let him find what works for him. But I can never get that through to him. Maybe I'm just not good at explaining it. I had way too much to drink last night, but it was a decent chance to shoot the shit with the artisans at least. They're a lot more relatable than I first thought. They take a lot of pride in doing their job right, just like I do. I'm supposed to be the middleman between them and the higher-ups, but looking back, I've just been pushing the higher-ups' agenda onto them. I gotta start listening to their side of the story, you know? Maybe they can do their job better that way. Maybe. Alright, let's go head for... Wrong way. So yeah. Hop in, gang. We're taking the truck. We need to catch her before it's too late. Pursue the researcher by truck. Well, she's a comfy ride, right? It is comfortable, yes, but I don't think now is the time to be discussing that. Just hurry, please. We have to make sure that classified information doesn't fall into the wrong hands. Yeah. Oh, I think that's the car. Looks like she's about to stop. I'm going to pull over too, so get ready. Yes, I've left Basel with the documents in hand. I also procured the special tools and alloys, even if that was outside the scope of the mission. But that aside, everything has gone according to plan. I'll have to let you go for a moment. I'll call back shortly. I believe we have found our perpetrator. Ah, this is the honey trap girl. Yeah, I'd hit that. Oh dear, I thought my little ruse would have bought me more time. You do not appear to be associated with the police or Marduk. Perhaps you might be interested in negotiating? I can offer you a substantial reward if you let me go. Tempting, but nah. Normally I'd be up for a little wheeling and dealing, but I've got a pair of scrutinizing eyes on me. Afraid you're just gonna have to hand over the case. Just what exactly would you have done had I not tagged along? Oh my. A researcher from the Institute is here too? Well, I'm sorry to disappoint, but the case stays with me. I'll give you two options. Go back to Basel empty-handed, or return in body bags. We will never agree to your terms. I concur. We'll instead opt for the third option. Fight. That oboe gun design looks eerily familiar. It must be... Well, don't say I didn't warn you. What? She had monsters this whole time? Someone came prepared. Not like it'll make any difference, though. We'll make mincemeat out of them in seconds flat.
There's so many of them. Look out!
It is your chance to boot. Well, let me see here. EP usage, 70%. Alright. Then we're doing that.
Take care of them right now.
And you're going to come over here next to Rosette.
Going all in.
And we're going to go boom.
Stop right there.
What do we got?
You'll be sorry for that.
You will be sorry for that. I promise.
I suggest this right
all at
now.
once.
Do that. Actually, you know what? Let's put ourselves right in the middle. Make ourselves bait.
Keep moving, Van. Got a
And
whole slew of them.
then we'll take this.
Right now.
Let's party.
Sure.
Balls in your court. Over here. All for you. Up to you, Reset.
Oh, yeah. Cobalt curtain. That goes there.
Activate.
I'll crush them all at once.
What you got, Aaron?
Energy output at max. Activating
Blink and
skill.
you'll miss it. Door for me.
69 hits. What do we got?
If you please.
And that buys us that time. $71. Well,
Energy output at max. Activating skill.
this will probably end it.
Door for me.
75 at
Boost gauge limit
double
crushed.
damage. Yup.
Well, what'd you expect?
A little better than that, actually. No way. How could I possibly have lost? Checkmate. Now give up the goods. And while you're at it, answer me this. What organization do you belong to? Who hired you? I can answer that in her stead. I recognize that particular gun model. She's likely associated with Zect Arms. You mean that new weapons manufacturer? If I'm remembering things right, their name started making the rounds during the war with the Empire. Correct. They are similar to Marduk in some respects, although they are not nearly as large an enterprise. Their ambitions for weapons development, however, are quite ferocious. They've been aggressive with expanding their market share of late. And now they're sending out spies to do their dirty work. Damn, that's low. I can't say I disagree. Stealing technology from competitors is hardly an ethical business practice. Now then, I suppose we'd better get this stuff back to our client. We should also take her back with us. Could you restrain her for me, Farida? On it! Oh. Yes, this all looks right. Thank the goddess, it's all still here. Thank you so much for getting the briefcase back. That's a relief. Is this case closed, then? Well, no. It looks like they broke into it. She knew to procure the right alloys and their tools, so I think she probably got to read the documents. The information itself has likely reached Zakdom's already. How they plan to utilize that information, I'm not sure. But simply having Republic schematics will give them an advantage in their own research and development. Oh, this is bad. Really bad. There has to be something we can do to stop that, but what? There's another card we can play. But you might not like it. We can bring in some groups to help us out, but then, well, they'll know. This matter concerns more than just you now. There are far-reaching industrial secrets at stake. It would be in your best interest to swallow your pride and consult the authorities. All right, fine. The company can know. What's your plan? Well, if we want to stay on good terms with the boys in blue, then we should probably bring this to Vern and let them work with the police themselves. Whole thing will be blown wide open at that point, but the client made his bed there. That'll at least stop the intel from spreading. Or we can call some friends in other places. We hit up the second lieutenant, and the CID will have this snuffed out in no time. I think they'll be happy with an industrial spy as down payment. Oh, we're letting the CID know. Now let's give the CID a call. The second lieutenant just so happens to be in the area. She should be able to cover it. The CID? Why go all the way up to them? Wouldn't the police be better suited for local investigations? Nah, police can't do much about the big picture. This'll really throw a wrench in our plans. For better or worse, the police stick to the letter of the law. The CID? They don't really answer to anything. Justice is blind, but they've got eyes everywhere. Zakdarms as a whole ain't going anywhere once they're done with this perp. I see. Well, that should be fine, then. We'll contact the CID if it's all the same to you. Yeah, I don't really have a choice. I need to bite the bullet and confess. Then it's settled. Rosette, can you call up the CID? Certainly. Before long, Second Lieutenant Kaela and her CID accompaniment arrived at the scene. The spy was taken into CID custody, followed shortly by cutthroat negotiations with Zakdarms. The client did ultimately confess to his error. However, because he nonetheless helped the CID apprehend the spy, they conveniently expunged his name from their report to the Vern Company. Seriously, I can't thank you guys enough. Without your help, that briefcase would have done some serious damage in the wild. I think it's probably for the best that we consulted the CID as much as I didn't want to. Yep, sucks that we couldn't honor the original request, but Now we got brownie points with the CID, and you still got a clean sheet. Yeah, I feel a bit guilty about getting off scot-free, but, well, can't complain about that, can I? Thank you for concocting such an airtight plan. I need to excuse myself for a minute now. They'd like to question me. Best of luck.
That's a wrap.
All right. And we will call that a wrap and pick up next time. See you then.